Hello and welcome to day 185 in this quest for a 2000 rapid chess rating on chess.com. So let's find an opponent and begin here. All right, here we go. We have the white pieces. So I'm going to try and use the Jabava London, which I've been playing. So here we go. Now the Jabava London, if you're not familiar, you play d4, knight to c3, and then bishop up to f4. Interesting. So they have an attack right away on that c pawn. So I'm going to go ahead and defend it. And they're playing well. Now they're keeping my knight out of the position. So what do I do next? Maybe I go ahead and take? Or do I have something better? Should I develop a knight? Maybe develop my knight out. Okay. Well, now what? All right. Could try and immediately attack their knight, but I don't know if that really does much. And usually you don't want to move a piece twice in the opening. I could go ahead and capture here, but then that just helps him develop his bishop. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, I could go after his bishop and prevent him from castling. Maybe that's an idea. If I go here, something like that, but his queen... Okay, this is where I have to be careful. Because... if I go here with my bishop, what if he just develops the queen? If I take, his queen takes, and then I guess I could... I'm going to go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and make that move. At least that keeps his king from castling. All right, so his king is not castling. I mean, I guess that was a kind of a win for us, but he could move his knight forward. Okay. Probably need to castle queen side now. But do I really want to do that? And if he wants to move, well, he's got this threat coming in, putting pressure on this pinned piece that's pinned to my king. So, wow, this looks a little bit dangerous. Probably need to castle kingside. We'll go ahead and do that. She looks a little bit dangerous. But at least his king is stuck in the open. Okay. Does that move any good? He's attacking my queen. So, yeah, maybe I just go ahead and trade queens off. And then I chase his knight. If I don't do that, and he takes my queen, I capture with my rook. I have to worry about maybe his knight coming in trying to fork, but if my other rook is already moved. And he's a higher rated player. I mean, I guess I could just trade off material here. What now? What now? I mean, he's got 3 pieces developed. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, why not take this, then chase that knight back. Then that gives me time to develop something else. The bishop, perhaps. Perhaps the bishop. But where? So probably, well, if I go here, or maybe I just want to keep the knight out of my position first. I think I'll do that. I'll just keep the knight from coming forward. Then I can develop this bishop. So what do we do now? Well, we have to develop our other bishop. I mean, do I go here? Does it matter if I go there or in the other direction? I don't want to block this rook, so I think I'm just going to go here. All right, now we can attack the other knight, perhaps. If we go here attacking his knight, then what? He could move forward. That's a possibility. So, what now? All right, maybe we just bring our rook up. Bring our rook up to there. Get ready to double rooks up. Okay. Now, bring the other one in. So we have 3 attackers of this pawn. He's got 3 defenders, so he can't move his pawn up, or we can just go ahead and grab it. So, yeah, kind of a tricky position here. What can the opponent do? He wants to develop this bishop. You know, if he can't push this pawn forward up here, then maybe he could start attacking like this. And then what should I do? Okay. Well, now we can attack the knight. So if we attack the knight, if he takes, we can take with the pawn maybe. So he's probably going to bring his bishop here and aim down through this diagonal. So I need to get my pawns on the dark squares probably. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we should probably try to keep Is there any tactics? Like, we have this build-up going here. I mean, we have to take the knight, but does it matter if we take it with the pawn or the rook? Generally, you want to capture with the less valuable piece first, but then if we don't capture with the pawn, or sorry, if we capture with the pawn, we're blocking our rooks, but then maybe we can move over to the e file, at least with the other rook. So if I take with the rook, he'll be able to start chasing me. So maybe I need to go there. That way, if he tries to go here, he'll be blocked. Okay. All right. Well, that's good for us. Now he's just blocked in. If that knight moves forward, I probably need to get my pawns off of the light squares. So if I go here, that's an option. If he pushes forward and I take, all right, I'm going to go there, get off of that, get my square or my pawns on the, oh, maybe it would have been better to go there first because he could try and just push forward. You know, and then what do I do? All right, so if he starts pushing that way, if I go here, okay. All right, now what? We'll go there. Huh. Okay. Now what is he trying to do? Probably need to centralize my bishop more. And where's this knight trying to go now? If he pushes here, the knight can jump in here, then maybe try and go in that way. All right. Well, maybe he wants to push this pawn forward. So I'm going to go there, try and stop his pawns from coming forward. Okay. Well, maybe now I can line up on his rook. Ooh, that could be dangerous. All right, what now? Interesting, interesting. Okay. Well, they're playing pretty tough here. Pretty tough. So, what now? What now? All right. Maybe get ready to reposition my knight, but where? Where would be good to place this knight? Now I'm kind of in time trouble. If I go here, where is this knight gonna go? Maybe I grab more space? No. All right, let's reposition and try and attack that. Attack that rook. All right, so what are we trying to do here? Maybe jump up here, attack the rook, put our bishop on this diagonal maybe. But then he could go here. All right, he does not. So now we probably should go that way. We have to watch out. Okay, so he wants to trade the bishops off, and then his king will try and infiltrate down into the position, which is not so great for us. All right. Might as well attack that rook, I guess. We'll attack the rook. Okay, do we take the knight? That is the question, because then we're going to have a problem. Oh, maybe. Maybe we take that knight and then bring our rook up here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do it. Going to bring our rook up here. It keeps their king from coming forward. Okay, so now what do we do? Maybe we drop back and reposition. Okay, I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to go there, try and get my knight involved. I have to do something about this knight. All right. Now what? Where do I move this? I guess all the way back. Or do I stay here? I'm going to stay there. So now what? Okay. Where do we move this knight? Where is a good spot for that knight? Oh, we could just push forward here. Something like that. Oh, there's a trap here. They can go after this. So that's not so good. Okay. Do we deliver a check? So we'll go there with check. Now we attack their rook. with that move. Oh, maybe I had a better move. I could have picked this pawn off and attacked their... Okay. Well, I guess I'm going that way. Now they have to guard this. So, what do I bring up? I overlooked that move. My time was getting low, and I'm kind of trying not to run out of time here. Okay. I guess we just... Oh, wait, that's dangerous. He can attack my rook and then pick up this pawn. So let's go that way. All right. Probably should have checked his king as well to get his king on the back rank. That's probably a good move. All right. What now? Well, we'll do that. And then might as well go here. Okay. Now we can check the king, then deliver another check when he moves. So that's looking good for us. Oh, he decides to go that way. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we're winning here, but we have to be careful. If we push this pawn up, he could attack us. So I'm thinking we just move up into the position. All right. Go there, preventing that king from moving. And now, what now? Well, now we can just go up here and get into his position. I went the wrong way. I got to swing around the other way. Oh, that was tricky. Okay. What now? What now? I should get off of those squares. So, get off of the light squares. So I don't want to have a rook on the same square as his bishop. So I need to keep everything on the dark squares here. Hmm. All right, they may be resigning here. I don't I don't know what they're doing. It looks like they're disconnected. So this should be a win, but it's not. It's going to take a while. I probably need to push one of my pawns. Well, I don't know. He could just move here. His king can't move up. I'm going to be able to go here maybe. I don't know. It says it will auto resign in 50 seconds. So has my opponent just left and quit here? I guess we'll wait and see. 25 seconds until it's an auto resign. Now, what should the opponent be doing here? They don't have much. I mean, they just have to move their bishop back and forth. Maybe they go here to prevent me from pushing my pawn forward. But when you're ahead in material, okay, you want to trade pieces, not pawns, but I guess they decided to quit. And it looks like I was ahead by +4. Okay, I'm going to do a quick game review just to see what pops up, see what the accuracy rating is, and then I'll do a computer review. So it says nice job outplaying your opponent in the end game. It looks like I played it at 82.9 percentage. They played at 79.8. One great move. Says I played at a 2000 level and they played at an 1850 level. Inaccuracies, I had 5, they had 10. 2 mistakes, they had 4, and I had 2 misses. So let's see what these are. Okay, I'm going to blast through this fast, and then I'll go back slower with the computer. So, wow, it's just really zipping through these moves. Okay, the first mistake of the game. That was a mistake. Why? Why was that a mistake? Would have been better to go towards the center of the board. All right. So best would have been going there. And then, oh wow, then they want me to push forward that way. That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna have to look at that with the computer here. Hold on. Let's go back, resume. Okay, so I move here. They really want that move. Okay, yeah, maybe I should have played that earlier. So let me go back here, see where we were. Okay, that was the mistake. Now, wow, they still want me to push that pawn. That's kind of crazy. I'll have to look at that. Okay, and they don't like that. I did give up a bishop for a knight. And with pawns on both sides of the board, you usually want the bishop instead. But white is still ahead. Just, I don't know, let's see. Oh, now I make a mistake. Once again, they really want me to push that pawn. I guess it would help me gain control. Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that with the computer analysis. So that was a mistake. Yeah, and then I overlooked, I've pulled this trick on other people where you line up the rooks and then this pawn is pinned and they can take this one over here on d4, which is what ended up happening. So finally I play this move. I guess it helps activate my rooks. They don't like that. Yeah, I overlooked. I should have taken that and attacked their bishop. So now we just trade off, and white's ahead, but not nearly as much as I could have been. Huh. They prefer the check immediately. Yeah, because they could have attacked me over here. You know, then what do? I have to go back here and check, and then that can be dangerous. All right, so that was a mistake. Yeah, they should have attacked my rook. Okay. And then anyway, it goes into the end where they just quit. So let me open this window. I'll just leave it. It got dark in here all of a sudden. I guess a storm is rolling in. All right. Well, if you're still watching, I'm going to go back to the beginning and try and do a little bit of computer analysis, especially on those trickier parts. So the Jabava London is this setup here where you have the bishop and the knight, and you can maybe jump the bishop up here, or excuse me, the knight up there, and then with the bishop you target this square on c7. So c5, a good move, but they actually like bishop to b4, pinning the knight to the king better. So the best thing here, e3 is the second best move, but they actually recommend pushing forward here. So maybe I should have played that instead. All right. So the inaccuracy, they like b5, an immediate attack over here, or start pushing on the queen side. And that would have given black an edge. Right now we have about a half a pawn equivalent edge. So capture, they don't like that. Once again, d5. So I'm going to have to remember that sometimes you want to push that pawn to d5. Because now I just helped their bishop develop, which is not so good. All right. And then they like this move, but bishop to d3 might have been better, just developing another piece. So after capture, the best thing is queen to e7, trading up here, and then the king could come forward if it wants, perhaps. So the pin is an inaccuracy. Once again, they want the queen attacking my queen on e7. So castling queen side is best here, because there was a threat of moving here, attacking my queen, and attacking that knight at the same time. So now that gets rid of that threat. Okay. So queen to b4, and now the best move apparently is queen to c7. But I thought, well, maybe I should go in for an endgame, and that was the third best move. Now they're saying that's the best move, to go in for the endgame, because I thought, well, if he captures, I can chase the knight away. Although I guess the knight wasn't doing too much there. They recommend, let's see, g4. Huh. Or e4. So anyway, I attack the knight, they retreat back, and now that is not the best move. Knight up to d4 immediately would have been better. Which I think I end up playing that here after a little while. Yeah, there, I finally play it. And the game's about dead even right now. So Apparently the rook capture would have been better. But then I thought they would be able to push forward and attack me. All right, so that's an inaccuracy. Knight to e4 would have been better. And then if I capture, they could capture and their bishop would be protecting that pawn. Okay. Another inaccuracy. Knight to f6 would have been better. And this mistake. Now they want king to d6. So why is that better? Here I should play... Man, they really want that f5 move. If I played f5, I mean, what happens if they just take it? Oh, I can go here and take that one. All right. Huh. But I don't know. That looks kind of messy. All right. We go here. That is a missed opportunity. Once again, they want f5. So if I play f5 now, what if the king took? If the king takes, well, then we have bishop up to h5. Wow, that move. Okay, let's wrap this up. So that, wait a minute, that was a bad move. Instead, knight to back up to c3 would have been better. So the best move attacking here, they do not want me, oh, apparently they should have played rook over to d6, and it's not good to take that knight. g4 would have been better, pushing my pawns forward. Keeping my bishop. Yeah, that would have been a better move. Sometimes I trade down when I shouldn't. So if I would have played this move, I'd have about a pawn equivalent advantage. Okay, so in the game we trade, and then they don't like that. g4 would have been better. And this is not a good move here. So f5 would have been better. Wow, f5 again. They really like that move. f5. If they take, well then, oh, the other rook can just swing over and add pressure on there. Oh, and that king is really being trapped there. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Yeah, now here's this trap lining up where they're lined up on my king. This rook can take that one. So the best move here. Oh, I guess I played the best move by going here. The best thing for them to do is rook at 4 up to c6 to help defend. So they go there instead, an inaccuracy. So the king is checked. Now what? Oh, I missed the rook takes b6. So I should have played that. And then what do they recommend here? Rook takes d3? Huh. If rook takes d3, then I should take... Oh, now they don't like that. They prefer the bishop move. Bishop takes. Either way, we're trading down material. But here they could move. They don't have to take... Well, if they move, then I grab this other pawn. Unless they go to g4 over here. But at this point, black would be winning pretty much. Or, excuse me, white would be winning. Okay, back to the game. We start trading down. I get behind the pawn. And, wow, yeah, they should have attacked me. And instead, I should have played rook to d7. which I end up doing later here. Okay. The knight gets activated. And knight to e6 is best. And rook takes e6. Apparently, king to g8 is what they wanted. Wow. But I guess they didn't like that. They definitely didn't like the looks of that move. So, yeah, if the king goes over here, then I just capture with check. Start grabbing. The king is trapped in the, in the corner of the board. All right. So in the game, what did we have? Knight d6, the king is in check, they capture. Yeah, and now I'm just winning. So, oh, rook to f7 would have been better. Huh. Rook to f7 check. So instead of going there with my king, they want rook to f7 check. The king would have to go over to cover that pawn. Then what? Then I move my rook over. Okay, so we had this move. Oh, the best thing is c takes d4. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, I overlooked that. I should have captured with the pawn, and then I'd have a passed pawn moving up the board. Okay, I guess getting low on time, I overlooked that, thinking I wanted to activate my king. Now here, could I have gone there? And then they take, and my king ends up over here, but then these passed pawns, I'd have to really keep an eye on those. So, let's see. The best move is h5, apparently. h5, huh. Oh, I guess with the threat of maybe moving forward and attacking their pawns. h5, once again, is what they want. So that's an inaccuracy. h5 would have been better. Okay, and where did the game end? We got to this. They really want that h5 move again, which I guess I could do that because then if they take, I take their pawn up there. So this is where we ended. Rook to a7 would have been better. All right. Now what? It says that white is completely winning here. And bishop to d3 is maybe the best move. So, if they go here, how do they want me to continue? King down here attacking the bishop. Bishop moves. And then my king stays in the center. But anyway, I'm not going to play out the rest. Feel free to leave comments. Like and subscribe to support the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and have a super chess day.